Good Thursday evening, everybody. And welcome to the Dirt Racing Network and our live coverage of the NetCode Brands Mighty Midget Series tonight from I55 Speedway, Federated Auto Parts Speedway, however you like to say it. Tight little bull ring in between the concrete barriers. 19 awesome midget drivers have checked in for this one. They have all taken time, and your defending series champion is the quickest in the session right now. Going to be a pretty good one. Double show tonight. The boys will random draw for their heat race starting order. Run their heat races. I do not believe we need a consi. We'll go straight to the feature. And then show number 2. They will qualify, and the top 8 are automatically locked in. Everybody else will run through an LCQ for their final starting spot, and we will kick a 30-lap feature off for that. So double shows for you tonight. Do not be afraid to say hi in the chat. Let us know where you're watching from. Shout out your favorite driver. We are definitely not going anywhere for a little while. One of your winners from last week. Let's see if we can find Mr. Brochard. I do not see Reed in here. Nope, I do not see his name anywhere. I'm looking. I don't see the 93 car, so. One of the 2 winners from last week, and it was a great show. The podium was the same 3 drivers. Brochard and Boyd swapped wins and third places, while the Kiwi Conqueror, Craig Silby, was the bridesmaid all night long. We poked a little fun at him at the end of the night. There's Reed. Reed's here. I didn't think he'd be missing this. There's old Brochard. We poked a little fun at Craig at the end of the night. He took it all in stride. He just cannot get a win this season. And so far, we have not had a sweep on wins. Wow. But last week, we had the same 3 drivers sweep the podium for both races. So that's a sweep of a sort. Right now, we are just getting through. I don't think anybody's in track in this group. But we are just getting through with practice and pre-race festivities. Getting ready to do this thing. Our last show for a couple of weeks. I think we're going to have one on the 20th, but we won't have one between now and the 20th unless DSRL has one, or maybe even Mars, if Zach can get free on Sunday night this coming week. We won't have another show until the 20th or the 22nd, so that's not good for Don Runkle. Bo Brandon missed him, though. That was good for Bo. Bo's had a lot of up and down luck all season long. He has been good at moments and then just had nothing but trash luck for about half of this season so far. Well, I was just talking about that, Rod, and he needs to do something. I don't know, maybe he needs to change the color on the car, wear different gloves, different shoes, hell, different underwear. I don't know, but man, he has been all over the map with finishing positions this season. And he is a guy that normally we see pretty consistent finishes out of, and it's just not been poor qualifying efforts, bad heat racing, just all kinds of stuff has bitten the 49 car. And he was right in the thick of things going into the last race last season. End up just a couple of points back, a handful of points, maybe 6, I think, in back of Barros for the championship. And I know at the beginning of the season we talked, and he wanted desperately to improve on that and pick the title up for this year. So we'll see how that goes. But right now it's just, It's just riding out the low part of the wave. You got to go through the valley to get to the crest. So, all right, practice session over. That means we will head for heat racing action. And we will wait till they divvy them up. They're going to start putting the guys out here. We're going to try to get kind of cute with this. We're hoping everybody starts filing. Here we go. Yeah, this is going to be good. All right, we are going to start the 93 of Reed Brochart. Race number 1's winner last week on the pole. And then we will put Wayne Anelski in the 13 car beside him. Your second row on the inside, the aforementioned Bo Brennan in the 49, and next to him the 81 of Mike Gephardt. Cody Williams is going to start inside row number 3. He drives the 26 car, and he'll have the Kiwi Conqueror. Craig Silby in the 7 car on his outside. And then Brett Wagoner in that 98 car starting all the way at the back. So get a look back from our pole sitter right here. We'll get back up top. Pace truck getting off the track. We're getting ready to go green for heat number 1. And we are, oh my goodness, we are underway. We are going to have to fix that, folks. So give us a second. But great start. Reed is way out there right now. The battles for second between Anelski and Brandon. And up to the top because Anelski trying to use the momentum, get the run down the hill. He surges ahead, getting into 3 and 4. At the line that time, it was Anelski by just a fraction of a second. But Brandon fighting hard on the bottom, trying to get second. Puts him into that Reed position. Now here comes Silby, railing the top side. Not used to seeing the 7 car out wide, but he is up there right now, trying to make inroads on the 13 of Anelski. Finds the fence, and that is going to put Silby in a rough position for the rest of the night. He's going to start deep in this field. Anelski's still third, but he has got company just for the moment. Got the right rear up there, covered the line, left front for Cody Williams. Finds that tire. Here goes Silby just getting going here. Right in front of the field. Oh, this time Cody Williams just gets right up on the push bar and says, you're out of my way, sir. I want third, and I got to have it. So he takes over the 3rd spot. Brandon's starting to reel in Brochart. We're coming around. It's going to be the white flag of this time by. Can Brandon get there and start the night off with a win in a heat race? He tried to force it underneath. Brochart shut the door. This time Brochart out wide, cuts back. Brochart wins heat 1. Brandon in second. Williams, Wagoner, Gebhardt, Anelski, and Silby in that order. So heat 1 in the books. We'll go down. We'll look at the lineup for heat number 2. It'll be the 21 of Garrett Boyd on pole. He is a winner from I guess the 2 winners from last week get pole position here at I55 tonight. So that's not bad. Stephen Moore in the 69 will start outside of row number 2. Then you'll see that 88 car, Riley Scott, on the inside of row number 3. Next to David Krikorian. He drives the 66. And then out back in row number 3, Davey Scoble in the 96 car. And on the outside of him, that'll be the 49. It's actually the 19, I guess. The 19 car of Kurt Vincent. Good view there. Back up front. Go back up top here as we get ready to start heat number 2. Boyd, once that pace truck's out of the way, he's free to go, and he does exactly that. Little slider line action in 1 and 2. Moore grabs second. It's a battle for third. Krikorian and Scoville side by side. Oh, car out of shape. He's going to be able to keep it going, but he slows everybody up. That single files the field. Boyd, Moore, Krikorian, Vincent, Scott, and Scoville. Right now, everybody chasing the 21 car. And Moore trying to use about 2/3 of the way up for his racing line. He's getting good drive on the exit. He was almost cleanly alongside. That would have been a good drag race down the front stretch, but Boyd using all the momentum, keeping that 21 car wound up. Now he moves down a line. Here comes Krikorian. He was using a modified slider line. Top three have broken away, and it's still a battle for the lead. Boyd with a problem. I don't know what happened to him, but the car dipped. He had to slow. He gives up the lead. Moore takes it over. Boyd's second, Krikorian's third. And Boyd's car looks like it's getting a little tight in the center of the corner, and it is causing him some handling issues. As Krikorian now has pulled alongside. These two look like they're going to fight it side by side all the way. Top side maybe not going to be the dominant line as Krikorian clears. Now Boyd's going to go down in the basement, looking around on the white flag lap, see if he can do some action off the bottom. No drive out of two. It's all Stephen Moore in this one to the checkers. Krikorian, Boyd 2, 3, Riley Scott in fourth. Vincent is fifth, and Scoville, after recovering from a near spin on lap number 2, comes home in sixth. We'll get ready for the third and final heat race. They're going to line up like this. The 00 of Don Runkle will start on the pole, and he'll have the 2 of Robert Lynn to his outside. Your second row, 28 of Bobby Yankee inside, and the 77 of Jake Scarborough on the outside. And the back row, that is going to be the 71 of Josh Gerlach and the 38 of Billy Barros. Barros, the defending series champion, and Gerlach, the defending Ironman champion. All right, pace truck out of the way. Green flags in the air already. Runkle's going to get snookered off of the, well, maybe not. He got a good run through the middle. Yeah, it looks like Lynn's probably going to surge ahead, but here comes Yankee. 3 wide, lap 1, 2 rows deep. And they went from 3 rows of 2 to 2 rows of 3 real quickly, and that's starting to get sorted out. Robert Lynn now takes the top side. Good run for Lynn. Getting out front, the 3 wide behind him. This could be contact as Barros tried to thread the needle, and he couldn't quite get there. Yankee holding it down in second, trying to keep the bottom from being open, trying to keep the middle from being open. Barros now is going to work low. Couldn't quite get there. He's got third over Runkle. They're all catching Robert Lynn right now. Oh, we need to put our deal back up so we can see how many laps. They got 3 laps coming around this time. That time Yankee went up high. He and Robert Lynn, he just ran him out of room. Barros took advantage and tried to grab the lead. Yankee's going to fight back through the middle. We're coming to 2 to go, and the battle's at the front. Runkle still third. Gerlach fourth, and Gerlach, another driver that's up and down. Boy, I thought he had turned it around. He was really showing some muscle last week. Week before he had a win, so. White flag lap this time. Battle's going to be for first and for third. Out of 4, Barros has to run off the top side. Yankee second, Gerlach third. Runkle, Scarborough, and Robert Lynn with an early exit to this one. So heat racing action has come to a close. We'll move along to our warm-up session. Just waiting for some drivers to take to the track. Yeah, here we go. We've got drivers heading out now. Well, let's see if we can get Mr. Gerlach in here. Josh Gerlach, Roger Wagner, you got a copy?
I do, Roger. What's going on?
A little bit of an auspicious start for you there in the heat race. I think that's going to relegate you to starting kind of deep in this field. How's the track looking? And can the 71 come forward? We know you've been pretty strong the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, just kind of got a bad draw there and had a pretty good heat. So, luck of the draw or unluck of the draw, whatever. We got 40 laps tonight, a little bit longer race for mid-season championship, so should have plenty of time to get through the field. But this is a tough group, man. So it's going to be a chore, but track's looking pretty good. So I think it's just up to me to do the job now.
Yeah, it looked like it's starting to get ironed out pretty good, and we still got a couple of good grooves of racing. Depends on which end of the track you're at. Do you think that'll hold up?
Yeah, I think it will, at least for most of the race. We historically have seen really good tracks here, so and good races to that fact too. So I think we should put on some good racing. We got a good, like I said, a good big group of cars tonight. I think it's our largest field of the season so far. Hopefully everybody minds their P's and Q's, and we can have some nice runs.
All right, man, throw your admin hat on real quick. How long are we going to have here in the warm-up?
Probably going to give about another 30 seconds, and we're ready to rock and roll.
All right, buddy. Good luck out there. Hopefully we get a chance to talk to you on the podium at the end of this thing.
Thank you, Roger.
Josh Gerlach, driver of the 71 machine. We give Josh a pretty hard time, but he's a lot of fun. And he's a good sport about it, too. So, Craig Silby, the quickest in the session. He's the only driver under 13 seconds right now. We'll see how the group progresses through this thing. 19 cars, and depending on where you're going to start at, it's a tall order just to pass a car, let alone try to pass a dozen or so here tonight. So, feature number 1 about to get underway. They'll clear the track. We will get ready for starting lineups. And it looks like this. Reed Brochart and Stephen Moore on our front row. Billy Barros and Bo Brannon, row 2. So, defending series champion and the runner-up in row number 2, and both drivers have kind of been up and down all season. This season, David Krikorian, the 66, and Bobby Yankee, the 28, will start in the third row. Your fourth row, 26 of Cody Williams, and the 21 of Garrett Boyd. And then the 71 of Josh Gerlach, row 5 to the inside, next to the 98 of Brett Wagner. In row number 6, you'll see the 88 of Riley Scott, and the 00 of Don Runkle. Mike Geppard, the 81 car, starts inside row number 7, and he'll have the 19 of Kurt Vincent on his outside. Move all the way back to row number 8 for the 77 of Jake Scarborough. And the 16th spot will be the 13 of Wayne Anelski. Davey Scoble, position number 17 for the start, inside row number 9 in the 96, next to the 2 of Robert Lynn. And way out back, the Kiwi Conqueror, the guy that we have been waiting to see if he'll break through and pick up a win this season. He's going to get a chance to be the hard charger, as well as he's going to have to pass 18 cars to make that happen. They'll go single file here so they can sort things out. It'll move Barros and Krikorian to the front row. Brandon and Brochart, row number 2. Yankee and Moore in row 3. Williams and Boyd in row 4, and everything behind that stayed the same. So, shaky shakes, and that's going to put Barros and Brandon nose to tail for the start on the inside row. Tough customer in Krikorian. Krikorian has got to win this season already, just the one win, but we have not had a sweep of wins yet this season. We've had a sweep of podiums, but I'll tell you what, it's about time, and if a driver can get hot, this is the place to do it. Keep your car clean, watch your lap traffic. They'll form them up 40 laps ready to go. Mid-season championship. NetCode Brands Mighty Midget Series at I55 Speedway. And we are green. Good start for Billy Barros. Here comes Brown like a rocket off the bottom. Big time drive out of 2 for Brandon. Not as much out of 4. Man, that car came out of turn 2 last time like a rocket. This time, a little more equal. Barros maybe found a little something he missed the first time. They're about to be 3 wide up here. The Yankees trying to make it 4 wide. He is right in there. Williams is 5th. Brochart, Riley, Gerlach, Moore, Scott. Brandon right against the fence. Left side tires almost dragging on that concrete barrier that time. Down in 3 and 4. You can see how close he's getting. That thing is almost dragging. He just doesn't have enough speed to go for the lead. He is not going to get away from that bottom side, and eventually it's going to come to him. Right now, he and Barros cleanly and clearly 1-2 as they start to break away from Krikorian. Krikorian's got a pretty healthy gap to Williams, and it is a hornet's nest behind that. Brochart, Yankee, Scott, Moore, Gerlach, all in that. Boyd is up in there as well in the 10th spot. And right now we're going back to the front because it's close racing again. This time Brandon tried to really get off the bottom of 2, and he almost had the lead getting down into 3. 3 and 4, it just looks like the top is so much more dominant. Down in 1 and 2, the bottom is the place to be. It's all that momentum is keeping Barros out in front, and we got a crash. Robert Lynn. Oh no, Mike Gebhardt. Oh my, we got a big crash. I don't know what is happening here. Let's go see what happened to Don Runkle, because I see his name in my stuff. Oh, that was in front of him. That's Bobby Yankee. So it was Yankee that had the issue. So I think Yankee, I don't know if he got help or if he just overcooked it down here in 1 and 2. He's up there. Oh, no, he got a lot of help. He got a full-on right rear, and he collects Boyd. He collects Anelski. Oh, Runkle was in that. So was the 81 of Gebhardt. Yeah, there was, that's just a pile of cars. So we had a parking lot down here on lap number 10. We're already single file ready to go back to green. Barros, Brandon, Krikorian, Williams, and Brochart are the top 5 right now. Looks like Boyd's car is in the infield. Your battle's at the front. It was right at the front when the yellow came out. And right now, Bo Brandon looks like he's going to lead this lap. First time all night anyone but the 38 car has led in this feature. Here comes Barros again on the top side. 3 and 4, it's just not really there. 1 and 2, he is getting great drive off the top side of this racetrack. He just does not have enough now. Bottom has become the place to be. Oh, no, Bo Brandon. You cannot do that, sir. That is how you end up in bad, 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 bad spots. And Bo Brandon, he just got way too close. And he was flirting with it in that first run. And I think he tried to flirt with it this time, and he reached out and grabbed him. Right down in there, got a little bite. Oh, yeah, left front. And he just keeps it up against the fence till everybody goes by. And now he'll move himself all the way to the back. Your boy 3 laps down, back on track. Don Runkle also on track. He is 2 laps down. But Barros, Krikorian, Williams, Brochart, Scott, your top 5. Moore, Gerlach, Silby, Wagner, and Anelski, the next 5. So I think the lights are off on our pace vehicle. We're going to get ready to go back to green. We still got 28 laps left. Now Barros down to the bottom, slider line. He's going to hang on to the lead for now. Moves it down a line in 3 and 4. That seemed to work for him. Krikorian now going to try that bottom side. Didn't gain him any ground. Caution out once again. Wagner and Vincent. Is that what we're looking at here? There's Kurt Vincent and there's Brett Wagner. Oh, a little sideways. Vincent got in there, touched the tires. Wagner got a little out of shape. Vincent got down there. They touched tires. No good can come from that. Real racing roots. You're from Ohio. Where at in Ohio? We love Ohio, but we like to know where. We have friends in the northern part of Ohio. We would definitely like to know where at. All right, Barros, Krikorian, Williams, Scott, Brochart, Moore, Silby, Gerlach, Anelski, and Yonke. And look at that. From 19th to 7th, and we still have 25 laps to go. So the guy on the move is the driver in the 7 car. He has already picked up 12 spots tonight. Oh, British Columbia, Canada. Well, we love it when we get the Canadians watching. And the O for the spin. Got it. Well, he's had an up and down season, so a lot goes on there. We're on the restart, and Krikorian trying to do what Brandon was doing. He did it. He got that launch out of turn number 2 right there. That's what he needed. David Krikorian. Man, I remember the first season I covered that David Krikorian was racing with these guys, and it is not the same driver behind the wheel. He has completely blossomed into a contender every week, so he definitely gets a tip of the cap for all the work that he's put in. Gives a lead back as he gets too close to the fence. And now he's in a 3-car, 4-car battle for that second spot. Oh, Silby, Craig Silby does it. He catches it. Really going to argue with me now? Craig Silby, and I don't know if Silby, I don't know that he was the caution. I think Jake Scarborough and Robert Lynn may have gotten together here. That's the 77 and the 2 car. They're right together there. They're not close to. Oh, Robert Lynn found a little fence, and then Scarborough. Yeah, there's your caution. And then Scarborough didn't have a choice but to get in. Runkle comes in late, hot and heavy. Whew, boy. So Krikorian is going to get the second place position back because they didn't make it to the line. And then it's still Williams, Scott, and Silby. Silby got sideways as all get out. I think he was going to lose a couple of spots in that caution. Just saved his bacon. So now Silby 14 spots improved as he's up to 5th, excuse me. As we go back to green, we're going to be 20 to go this time around. Take a look back here into the Hornet's Nest, 3 wide. Yonke gives up the middle. Brandon went around him on the bottom. Brochart on the top. So those two try to come back to the front. Anelski's right in front of them. Gerlach's in front of them. Moore is right there in front of them. So it's kind of a rolling roadblock as we see 3 wide. Williams, Silby, Moore. No, that's Scott. That's Riley Scott in the 88 car. So many red, white, and black cars. It's scary out here. But look who's on the podium again right now. Craig Silby. A drive through the field. Can he go get the last 2 spots? Big slider from Gerlach. Tried to get that in there on Williams. Couldn't make it stick. Silby after Krikorian. Barros is out in front of this thing by 6-7 tenths right here. Make it 3/4 of a second at the line. Gerlach got around Williams. Now he's got his sights set on Riley Scott. He's going to try to get to the podium as well. Oh, up the hill, Riley Scott with a right rear to the left front. That will not make Mr. Gerlach a happy driver. Here comes Bo Brandon. Still scraping the wall down on the bottom, but he's back inside the top 10. So we're going to go back to the battle closer to the front. Riley Scott now reeling back in the 7 car of Silby. Time running out. 13 to go this time. Gerlach's back on the hunt against Williams. And I would imagine there might be a little bit of steam still coming out of the helmet. Driver 71. We'll see Bo Brandon with a big slider. Picked off the spot from Anelski. Moore and Brochart going at it. Yonke is in there. Scoville back in it. Back to the front. Caution once again. Kurt Vincent. Maybe a problem for driver 19. Oh, yeah, he got that car a little out of shape. Now what's he going to do out here? Oh, got too close. Left front. I could see that on entry. He was way too close to the wall. So we'll slow it down with 10 laps to go. 30 laps into this one. We're starting to heat up again at the front because Krikorian had started to reel in. Barros and Silby and Scott were getting ready to go at it again. So we'll set the top 10 here. It's Barros, Krikorian, Silby, Scott, Williams, Gerlach, Brandon, Anelski, Moore, and Brochart. So Bo Brandon spin early, went to the back about 17th. He is back to 7th. See if a late restart can help out driver in the 7 car, Craig Silby, or Riley Scott, who has now found some speed and some smoothness. And he was hanging right there with Silby. So we've got 10 laps to go. Feature number 1. Double features tonight. Hello, rain. Green flag back in the air. We're going back to it, and Silby's on the attack. Could not get the drive off the bottom of 2. He's alongside Krikorian right now. Oh, he finds the fence once again, and Craig Silby. When you're bottom feeding, sometimes the bottom is way smaller than you want it to be, and we're caution again. Oh, let's see. We're green flag, yellow flag. That can't be for Bo Brandon. There's no way. There ain't no way this was for Bo Brandon. I'm wrong. It is going to be. Yep, he tried to cover a spot that wasn't open. Oh, and then he gets pummeled. So the weird luck going to continue, driver 49. I know, Rod, that's not what you wanted to see. But we got a lap in and then nothing more. As we're quick caution this time, getting ready to go back to it here out of 4. Barros with a restart. Krikorian can't stay close, and I'll tell you who got saved again by that caution. Craig Silby. Silby up the hill. Oh, my. This is a big one, folks. We're watching it live. Woo! Riley Scott. Yeah, that was a Riley Scott deal. He and Sylvie made contact. Exit of the corner. And the 88 car. Don't know how much. I mean, it looks like it's going to be okay. Billy Barros has got to be thinking, man, how many restarts do I have to go through to get this? 6 laps remaining. Lights off on the pace vehicle. Quickie caution one more time. Restart. Sylvie now top shelf. 1 and 2. Only car that went up there in the top 5. Good drive out of 2 for Krikorian. He's going to challenge for the lead down here in 3 and 4. Needs to find something tacky on the exit. Couldn't quite do it. And Sylvie closed right up. This is a good 3-car battle right now. Gerlach may be back in this right here in 4th, and he is. He is in contact with these guys right here. Caution. Oh, my. Riley Scott. Maybe that car was damaged more than we thought. He went up. He found Gebhardt's left rear. That's, yeah, he and Runkle. And the bad night continues for Runkle and Riley Scott. So we'll get her down to it. 4 laps to go when we get the restart. That battle at the front really got hot quick right there. Sad to see that cool off. I wanted to see who was going to end up coming out on top on that deal because Krikorian was really challenging Barros, and then both Sylvie and Gerlach were right back in this thing. So same thing we saw in the last restart. Krikorian with not as good a drive out of 2, though. Sylvie through the middle, goes to the tacky stuff, gets a good run on Krikorian. I don't know if he's going to be able to get there. Tries to keep it down inside. Krikorian had him covered up. Watching the top 3. They're coming out of turn 4. 2 laps to go. Popsicle sticks in the air. Barros hanging on. Krikorian with a big run down the backstretch. Can he parlay it into the lead? Coming out of 4, he left the top side open. And with the white flag in the air, Barros by a car length. Now Krikorian going at it again, gets clear alongside. He goes up and covers the line. He may be able to win this, but he leaves it open. Barros picks it up. Krikorian second, Sylvie third. Then Gerlach and Anelski. That was a good finish. We'll bring the top 3 around. Get them into the channel and talk to them. We usually like to talk to our 3rd place driver first, but we got to give Craig a second. He's got to park the car and get himself situated. Craig will make it to channel momentarily. Guys, don't go away between sessions. We'll throw a little bit of music up, and we'll swap servers, and we'll get right back to it. But let's talk to driver who finished 3rd tonight. We can say he's not a bridesmaid tonight. I think he's just one of the people in the show. But he finishes 3rd. Craig Silby, you stepped back this week. I thought we were trying to step forward. What happened?
Oh, there's a couple of cars in front of me that are just crazy fast. I couldn't get by them. Look how close we were all across the line. that was epic. I came all the way from, I think, 19 or somewhere.
Yeah, you started 19th. You come home 3rd. You're definitely hard charger. But right before we got the last caution on that last restart, you had a 4-car battle going there, and it looked like you had the top side rolling pretty good. That caution really kind of changed this outcome, didn't it?
Oh, yeah, I was just getting up a rhythm up the top there, and I thought, here's a go, we could just about grab this, but yeah, something else happened, and it broke the momentum. Never mind.
Yeah, well, you know, another podium finish, and consistency is the key, and you've kind of turned things around from the beginning of the season, starting to show up here on the podium a whole lot more. With only half the season gone, does the 7 car still have a chance to steal this title?
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's we're gunning for that, and yeah, I didn't mean to end up starting off the back. That was just my own stupid fault from my heat race, but ended up making it a pretty good fun race. I'm looking forward to the next one as well. So like I said before, Billy Barros and DK, like those guys, just another level. I couldn't, yeah, it was just so much fun racing with them. So looking forward to looking at the footage online from Digital Sports Sim Sports Network. Thank you guys for doing that, and NetCode Esports for putting this on, and all the guys showing up. Thanks, guys.
All right, man. Thanks for chatting with us, and we'll let you get over to session number 2. Hopefully we get a chance to talk to you again tonight.
Yep, thank you.
Craig Silby finishing in third. Now we'll move on. I talked about it during the show that this is a vastly improved driver. He's starting to show up on the podium a lot more. Got a win this season. Here's another podium. He only got beat by 1/1000th of a second here. David Krikorian, heck of a drive tonight, man.
Well, my standings say .030, but that was a case of another single screen moment, because I think if I had the fancy stuff, I think I could have gotten a little cheeky, and I think I had him cleared. But at that point, it was probably better safe than sorry.
Well, I asked Craig also, I said, right before the last caution, you guys had to have the last restart. There were 4 cars up there. You guys were really starting to battle hard, and it looked like you and Craig had the top line kind of going. I think that caution maybe changed the outcome of this first race.
The top and 1 and 2 just kind of blew off, and 3 and 4 is just so wide that you're kind of forced to a slider line. But once I heard Craig kind of coming on the bottom, I started running the bottom, and I started running there, and I started making ground, and kind of did a little hybrid aggressiveness on entry that almost won me mini nationals a few months ago.
Well, an awesome run, man. Setting the table for session number 2. Give us some shout outs, some thank yous before we let you head to that server over there.
Shout out to everyone on the B team. One of our homies decided to get IRC and come play with us, so we got 4 cars now. Good points today, so let's keep at it.
All right, man. Well, good luck in session 2. Hopefully we get a chance to talk to you on the podium again, buddy.
Hey, thank you.
David Krikorian finishing in second, and now the defending champ finally getting up here and making a big statement tonight out here, man. You led this thing pretty much from flag to flag, but he only had a couple of challenges, and they were late. Are you kind of glad that that last caution came out? Because I think you had 3 challengers all over you.
Oh, I felt pretty bad for DK on that last caution. He had the better of me for sure, and same with Bo when he tagged the wall running the bottom. I mean, he was so far in front of me at that point that I could see it, so he was gone too. So I'm grateful for a lot of things there, and just tried to keep my nose clean and not stuff it in the wall, and it worked out by, I don't even know what the split was. How close was that?
He said his screen said 3/100ths of a second. I showed it at 1/100ths, but yeah, that's the difference in whatever your timing is.
Maybe an inch and a half. But.
It wasn't much. It wasn't much. Well, you know what? You got a chance to do something that no one has done all season long. Think you can pull it off in session number 2 and get the first sweep of the season?
I'm going to do my best. You know, I don't think I was the fastest car tonight. A little bit lucky, and just tried to run my line and stay comfortable. And like I said, keep it out of the wall, and it just happened to work out. But yes, let's go do it again, Roger.
All right, man. Give me some shout-outs before we let you head over there, bud.
Of course, yeah. Congratulations to DK. Fantastic pressure all race. And Craig in third there. And thanks to you for covering us all the time, and Josh and Robert for putting this thing together.
All right, man. Good luck in session number 2. Hopefully we get a chance to talk to you at the end of that one.
Yeah, thanks, Roger.
Billy Barros, your defending series champion. He picks up the win in session number 1. Now, can he sweep for session number 2? Let's take a quick look at our results before we get out of here. Barros, Krikorian, and Silby, 1, 2, 3. Gerlach with a good run comes home 4th. Anelski, another top 5 finish for the 13 car. New driver, Davey Scoville, in here in 6th. Brochart 7th. Yankee 8th. 9th was Williams. 10th, Wagoner. Scarborough in 11th. Brandon. Up and down all night long. Found the wall a couple of times, and the weird luck continues for driver 49, but he finishes 12th. 13th. Demore, Scott 14th, Gebhardt 15th, 16th was Vincent, Garrett Boyd 17th, Runkle 18th, and Robert Lynn 19th. That rounds out the field in session number 1. Guys, do not go anywhere. All I'm going to do is put a little tunage on for you. We're going to swap servers. When we come back, session 2, it's going to be a little different. Qualifying. Top 8 are locked in. Everybody else will go LCQ, and then we'll run them back with another great feature. So sit back, enjoy the sounds. We'll be back to talk to you in just a couple of minutes.
Clear to see you want so bad to leave me here alone. No time to cry, so I guess that I'll just have to move along. You don't wanna break my heart, yet you still wanna go. And how I dread to hear the sound, the closing of the door. And I know your love is dying, and you wanna be set free. So get it done, it's time to run, baby, here's your chance to leave. I've done everything a man can do to keep you satisfied. The only thing I've got to show is gonna be a good goodbye. But I'm so sick and tired of your good for nothing games. So when you're all alone, at least you won't have me to blame. You don't wanna break my heart and you still wanna go. How I dread to hear the sound of closing of the door. And I know your love is dying and you wanna be set free. So get it done, it's time to run. Said here's your chance to leave. Don't ever bother coming back my way. I'm tired of all those silly games you play. And you won't find me hanging around here all along. And 'cause the second that you leave, I'm gonna be long gone. Hey! That's right. Don't come back. Whoa, you don't wanna break my heart and you still wanna go. And how I dread to hear the sound, the closing of the door. And I know your love is dying and you wanna be set free. So get it done, it's time to run, baby, here's your chance to leave. And I know your love is dying and you want to be set free. So get it done, it's time to run, baby, here's your chance to leave. Here's your chance to leave. Wake up in the morning about 12 p.m.
All right, looks like session 2 practice underway. Don't know how long they're going to give them. We'll get notified here just shortly. But we retained 18 of our 19 drivers from session number 1, so should be pretty good. Hope everybody enjoyed a little bit of tunage. That's a good friend of mine, singer out of the great state of Florida, Port Orange to be exact. His name's Reed Foley. If you like the music, look him up on Spotify. You know, Spotify is on Apple Music as well. I know he's getting ready to release a couple of new songs here pretty quick. I'm just waiting for those so we can get those on air as well. But he gives me special permission. He gets to see every time I play that stuff. Somehow he gets notified that I'm in Oklahoma playing that stuff. So, all right, looks like we are going to advance our session. It is going to be time for qualifying. Session 2. The top 8 drivers are automatically, and everybody else is going to head in to a different session. We just got a couple of guys rolling out here. They're starting. There we go. Bo Brandon. We'll watch Bo. She'll get her wound up. They'll click the stopwatch right there. We'll see what Bo can do in qualifying. Definitely wants to lock himself in, put himself up front for another run. First time around for Brandon. 12:39. Gets bumped immediately. Barros. 12:36. So, the nemesis right there. He's going to shut it down early. We will go over here. There's Craig Silby out running his lap. Silby, third quick on lap 1. We'll see if he can improve on lap 2. He has got to pick up a 10th. If he is going to go around, I think he might have nicked the fence. This lap may not count. He slowed down anyway to 63. So Boss Brandon Gerlach shutting her down back on the backstretch. Kurt Vincent shuts it down, but Vincent 17th. Scoville 18th. That's all the drivers out there. Krikorian just cutting a couple extra laps here. So everybody's timed it in. Barros, Brandon, Gerlach, Silby, Krikorian, Moore. And I believe possibly Anelski and Brochard. If not, it's all the way down to Moore are 100% locked in. A couple of different series where they do it a little different about how many drivers get locked in, and I get confused. Well, I'm old. That happens. Appreciate everybody tuning in, guys. Hope you've enjoyed the show so far. We got one more to go. And then I will be done for a couple of weeks. But Zach Krieger and Kara Stolfus, I think, are going to cover a couple of shows while I am gone. Just waiting on the time to run out. If you already haven't done it, if you're on Facebook, make sure that you go to the Dirt Racing Network's Facebook page, like, share, and follow. If you're over on YouTube, Twitch, or Trovo, hit that subscribe button. You'll know every time we go live. 4 nights a week. 6 shows in those 4 nights. We are just waiting for the qualifying session to come to an official end, and we will get ready for our LCQ, which everybody is going to make it to the feature. It's really more of a chance to improve your starting position in this second feature. And there we go with that. So it was only the top 6 here. We'll get ready to start them up. Adelski and Brochart will make up our front row for this LCQ. Then Scott and Lynn in row 2. Koval and Yonke, row 3. Scarborough and Runkle, row 4. Boyd and Wagner, row 5. Vincent and Gephardt in row 6. And that is our 12 drivers for the LCQ. They all get ready to roll off. The Wayne Anelski fans, here's your chance. He has got a chance to pick up a win in the LCQ. And he can start no worse than 7th if he can hold these guys out. He's pretty strong in the first show, finishing in the 5th spot in the feature. So he's got a good car. He's been good all night long. Green flag in the air. LCQ underway. 10 laps the distance. Everybody's going to the feature. Final starting position in the final grid for the evening at stake. Scott grabs second away from Brochart and Scoville. Brochart got right to the back end of Riley Scott's machine, checked it down. Now he's got Robert Lynn hounding him to the outside. Bobby Yonke's also trying to get up there. Anelski, half second out in front, not in danger, extending that out. He's already 7/10 now. We'll get back, get a broader view. There goes Anelski, there goes Scott. This is Scoville right here. Here comes Robert Lynn. Lynn got around Brochart. So did Yonke. Boyd is right there. Oh, big mistake. Robert Lynn did this in the first session, too. No cautions in these sessions. So we'll get back up here to this 3 wide. Brochart, Yonke, and Scoville battling. Garrett Boyd trying to get in that mix. Yonke's going to the top side, and he is finding something out of 4. 1 and 2, not quite as much. And now Brochart covered that entry up high. Opened things up. I'm sorry, that was Scoville that covered it, not Brochart. Brochart's down on the bottom. 1.5 seconds. Wayne and Elske just stinking this thing up out here for the LCQ. Contact there. We're going to do a little hip check. And Bobby Yonke's going to go through to 3rd. But 2 to go this time for Wayne and Elske. Scott still 2nd. Yonke's up to 3rd. Scoville came through for 4th. Brochart's still 5th. Then Boyd, Vincent, Wagner, Scarborough, Runkle, Gephardt, and Lynn has already taken his to the infield. He's getting ready for feature time. White flag in the air. It's all 13 car. Took the lead from the drop of the green, and it looks like he's going to win this thing by about 1.7 seconds. He picks up the win the LCQ. Riley Scott hangs on for 2nd. Yonke etches out a 3rd. Scoville, Brochart, Boyd, Vincent, Wagner, Scarborough, Runkle, and Gephardt. And the aforementioned Robert Lynn with an early exit. But Wayne and Elske, he can start 7th in tonight's 2nd feature. Do not have him in the chat, so I can't even talk to him. Great, Brochart. You got a copy?
I got a copy, Roger. How you doing?
Doing pretty good, man. Go from winning the feature last week in session 1, up and down night in feature number 1. What are we going to be able to expect out of the 93 car here in this 2nd feature?
Honestly, I just got to kind of figure out where the car feels best. I've kind of been searching a bit tonight. Haven't really felt the speed that I felt at Cedar Lake a couple weeks ago. But honestly, I think it's just going to be about getting a good start, trying to get down to that line that you feel best at, and trying to go forward.
Yeah, big transition in the first feature. The track really looked like it slicked off from top to bottom. Do we have expectations that we'll be able to keep it around a little longer in this one?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, right now, just in qualifying and that qualifier race we just ran, it's pretty juiced up. So I think we're going to be able to go searching quite a bit, and I think it's going to hold up a little bit longer, and hopefully we'll put on another good show. I know the battle up front in that last feature was fantastic.
All right, man. Well, good luck to you in feature number 2. Hopefully we get a chance to talk to you on the podium at the end of this one.
Awesome. Thank you, Roger.
Reed Brochart. Ready for feature 2. They're going to advance this thing here any second. We're going to get ready for that 2nd and final feature of the evening. They're really starting to iron this thing out and move that marbles pile up the hill. Bo Brandon was the quickest in the session. We'll see what he can do. I think he has a starting position on the outside of the front row. I could be wrong. Well, let's take a look and see how they're going to be. Stephen Moore, David Krikorian, row 1. Craig Silby, Josh Gerlach, row 2. Brandon and Barros. So the 6-car invert of the 6 qualifiers. They will have the 3rd row. Anelski and Scott, row 4. Yonke and Scoville, row 5. Brochart and Boyd in row number 6. Vincent and Wagner, row 7. Row 8 is Scarborough and Runkle, and then Gephardt and Lynn rounding things out in our 9th and final row. Oh, what are we getting now? Getting crazy messages from drivers is what we're getting. So we're getting ready to roll off for the 2nd 40-lap feature, the mid-season championship. Krikorian said the track was pretty juiced up right now, so We will have to see. Greg Silby not going to have to drive from the back. That could be pretty rough on the rest of the field because he passed 16 cars in feature number 1. Josh Gerlach right there on the outside had a pretty good run as well. Barros won the first one. We'll see if he can sweep. He starts outside row number 3, but Brandon had a fast car, just could not stay off the fence on the inside and relegated him to a poor finish. So he's looking to rebound as well. Green flag in the air. Moore wasted no time shooting that thing right out there. We're watching Silby and Krikorian. Silby goes to the bottom. He's got the spot for the moment. Krikorian taking it right back. I think you're going to see the outside in 3 and 4 and the bottom in 1 and 2 really be effective here for these drivers, and all already challenged for the lead. It didn't work out. Still more. Now Krikorian fighting back. Silby's got company. Here comes Brandon on the bottom. Oh, the big rack out in front. We're going to be under caution. We're definitely going back to watch that. That is a parking lot. That is a Daytona-style wreck, folks. And you ain't going to believe who is in this. You're just not going to believe who is right in the middle of that. So let's go back and look. It's the leader. We don't like that. A little too close together, a little touch on the right rear. That stacks things up. And I'm going to show you driver upside down right there. And, man, that guy just can't catch a break. So the big one, the Daytona wreck. And that has collected, oh, my goodness, a lot of people. That's got Krikorian, Gerlach, Brandon, Anelski, Scoville, all in it. They're all down the pit seeing if they can get whatever got damaged fixed and get back out here. Because we just thinned this field down from 18 to 13 real quick like. And that puts Craig Silby out in front with Billy Barros behind. Garrett Boyd, Bobby Yankee, Riley Scott. That's the top 5. Brochart, Gebhardt, Runkle, Lynn, Vincent. That's 10. And then more Scarborough and Wagner's. We're getting ready to go back to green already. I think we're going to see a limited field here. So, Silby out front. Barros trying to hang on to second. The battle's going to be at third. 21 car. Garrett Boyd has it. He's trying to hang on. He's staying all the way to the top side. Yankee through the middle, and Scott is following almost in his tire tracks. Brochart, we talked to him before the feature. He runs in that 6th spot. He's running right through the middle. Little high at 1 and 2 this time. Side-by-side battle behind that. Robert Lynn, Don Runkle, Mike Gebhardt. All very tight. Vincent still got the 19 car rolling. He is trying to stay in the top 10 here. Craig Silby now. 3/4 of a second out in front. And that gets chopped way down as Billy Barros, my goodness, what a lap. He chopped that down to 3/10. It was 3/4 of a second right here in the center of the corner, and he just rips off the top. This time loses a 10th. Garrett Boyd must have learned something into feature number 1 as he has kept the 21 car in the top 3, and he's broken away from Bobby Yankee by about 3/4 of a second. So we are coming in to about 1/3 of the way through this thing. Silby's maintaining. It's even all the way back to Yankee. Yankee's got about the same gap between himself and Riley Scott. Riley Scott's got Reed Brochart up to 5th now. Or up to 6th, I'm sorry. I knew he was in 6th. I don't know why I said 5th. Brochart staying about equal. Everybody is spread out pretty equal right now. Robert Lynn, the closest to his next competitor. He's got Runkle in his sights, and he's picking up a car length here or there. Vincent. Good caution out. Don Runkle this time, and he looks like he might be our next retiree. He was right there in front of Lynn, and Lynn was making up a little time running all the way out to the marbles. Oh, he clips the fence way up the front stretch and then just gets shoved down into 1 and 2, and that car's not going to land on its wheels. No, it's not. So the war of attrition continuing. Now we're down to 12. Sylvie Barros, Boyd, Yonke, Scott, Brochart, Gephardt, Lynn, Vincent, Moore, Wagner, Scarborough. Runkle's in the pits. Is Bo Brandon back on track? Bo Brandon is back on track. So is Gerlach. So is Krikorian. So is Agnelski. And so is Scoville. So, all these guys 10 laps down. They're not racing for anything but pride at this point. Few points that they can try to muster, but they're going to be racing each other for them, and that is a interesting group. So, pace car's out of the way, getting closer to the 25 to go mark. But Silby with another pretty decent start, and he'll have a nice gap through 1 and 2. Boyd went all the way outside, only car to go all the way around the top in 1 and 2. Now moves down a lane in 3 and 4. He's got company. Oh, Yonke gets a little punt in the butt from Riley Scott. Almost gets it again out of 2. He got it going into 1. Both drivers able to keep them straight and continue. Riley Scott is all over Bobby Yonke. Oh, this time got a little too close. No. Caution. Yes, caution this time. They do throw the yellow flag. It was Riley Scott, but did Kurt Vincent also have a problem? He clips the fence. He got sideways, but he was able to keep it pretty straight. Oh, no, that time he got around. I don't know if that was for him or for Scott. They're going to play catch up to the back of the field. Looks like they'll go around, and they're going to pass all the lap cars for sure. We'll get ready to go back to green. Next time around, we are at the 25 to go mark. Sylvie Barros, Boyd, Yonke, and Brochart. The top 5 currently. All right, getting the field tightened up, getting ready to go back to green. It'll be officially 24 to go when we take the green. Barros tried to roll it in, and Sylvie held him for a split second longer, and that's going to give him a good advantage coming off the bottom down the backstretch. Barros still second. Boyd was right on Barros through 1 and 2, and so was Yonke right on the back of Boyd. Now a little breathing room, 2-3 car lengths, maybe 4 between those 3 drivers. Brochart to 5th, and he is trying to close in. Would love to have another podium run. Robert Lynn with recovery from a bad first session and a rough start to the second session. He had that car upside down in the LCQ on about lap 2 or 3, and he has made a great recovery. He's 12 spots improved in this feature already, and we're inside 20 to go. Gephardt up across the top. Thought he had a run, lost the right rear a little on the exit. So he follows it back behind. We'll go back towards the front. It's starting to come back together. Top 3 now almost close enough to reach out and grab one another. Silby trying to hold on. Barros going for the sweep. Needs one more spot. If you can make Silby the bridesmaid again, Be the first driver this season to sweep wins. Oh, and he ain't going to get it now as Billy Barros overcooks his grits. And he jumps it right into the fence. He's going to land it on his wheel, so he might be able to continue with some damage. But Barros, oh my, I did not expect that. And he just flew it down here into 1 and 2, and the cushion didn't get him at all. He got the right rear in the fence. Right there. You knew it was too much. He got Boyd a little bit. I don't know if Boyd got damage out of that or not. He got a pretty good shot in the back end. Looks like everything's tracking pretty straight. Nerf bars on the side are a little ooeyed up, but probably all right. So now it's Silby, Boyd, Brochart, 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's a familiar top 3. Those 3 drivers swept the 2 races last week on the podium. Boyd won a race. Brochart won a race. Silby finished twice in the 2nd position. So those 3 back to the front, and it's getting very familiar. You see the 7, the 21, and the 93 on the podium. Oh, we may not see it now as Brochart just gets a beating from Yonke getting into 1 and 2, and that lets Robert Lynn get around Yonke. Wreck behind, big wreck behind, caution. Coming out one more time, I think David Krikorian is going to be in this one. Krikorian was back here. He's running about 10th right now. Goes into the corner. There's a wreck in front of him already. It was Gebhardt, Scoville. A little contact, and there's a trickle-down effect. But that is going to save Reed Brochart. Brochart is going to go back to 3rd because they did not complete the lap. And he just straight up got moved getting down into 1 and 2 on the restart. So laps are trickling down. It's time for guys to get a little aggressive. That may have crossed the line. I don't know. Drivers will talk about it later, but we'll go back to it with 13 laps to go. Boyd on the slider line. Brochart now. Tried to get the launch off the bottom of 1 and 2, and it wasn't there. Silby's up high. So is Boyd. Brochart down on the bottom. Here comes Robert Lynn. Robert Lynn trying to make a run into the podium position. Brochart, good run through 3 and 4. He keeps the spot right now. 11 laps to go. 1 and 2. The bottom looks like it is just not there as we go yellow one more time. David Krikorian again. Man, the 66 car not catching a break in this 2nd session at all. Up to the top. He just ran out of racing room. That's all you can say right there. So Krikorian, the latest victim, as we are down to about 10 to go when we take the green. So we may be going green right here. Driver's trying to catch it back in the field. Pace truck looks like he's going to head in. Silby with another good start. Boyd had a decent start. Robert Lynn trying to put some pressure back on the 93 right away. And he's going to get there alongside, headed to the top side of 3 and 4. Silby locks it in on the bottom. He is going to stay there through 1 and 2. Boyd with a big run out of 2, and he closes up. I think Silby made a mistake on the exit of 2, and that allowed Boyd to get there. Robert Lynn has driven around the top side, and he takes over a podium spot. Have not had the 2 car on the podium in some time. We'll see if he can hang on and mix up that trio from last week, getting another podium finish. Silby 0.4 of a second. over Boyd. Boyd's got about 7/10 on Robert Lynn right now. And I'll tell you what, Garrett Boyd is coming. He is bringing the heat to driver number 7. Oh, and then he brought the heat to the outside wall, and the outside wall said, hey, I got a cooler for that. So just when we talk him up, well, can't say it's a curse because he did that all on his own. We're going to get a 5-lap shootout with Silby, Lynn, and Brochart. A 1, 2, 3. Yankee, Scott, Wagner, Vincent, Moore, Scarborough. That's the 9 cars that are still on the lead lap out on the track. And you've got Runkle 3 laps down. Barros is 2 laps down. They're all 2 laps, 3 laps down. And then Brandon, Scoville, Gerlach, Anelski, and Krikorian 10-plus laps down. Because they're all still out here. They're just racing for points. It's a long season, and every point could matter as we get down to the end of it. So 5-lap shootout. Silby, Lynn, and Brochart. And Robert Lynn had the top side rolling. Can he use the 5 laps to get a little rhythm going again and maybe run down the leader? Good run through turn number 2. Into the middle. Keeps it down low. He found a good line right there, and he keeps it within about 4 car lengths. Up to the top, right against the fence. Silby not holding anything back now. Here comes Yunky. Yunky went for the big slider behind Brochart. Riley Scott is right there with him. Both trying to run down the 93 car. We're going to have popsicle sticks this time around. 2 to go. Silby still out in front. Battle for 4th right here. White flag in the air. Silby almost a full second in front of Robert Lynn. And the Kiwi Conqueror finally going to go to victory circle. He wins session number 2 tonight. Robert Lynn comes home second. Reed Brochart in third. And then Riley Scott, Bob Yankee 4 and 5. As things are going to get a little strange as we get down through the lineup, but all right, there's Brochart. And we'll get Robert Lynn. And we'll wait for Craig Silby. We won't wait long. We'll start the interview process. Reed Brochart, you there, buddy?
Got you loud and clear, Roger.
Well, look at that. Back on the podium again. And I'll tell you, I was saying it while you guys were out there going, that same podium from both races last week, you guys were running 1, 2, 3 there coming around to about 7 or 8 to go.
Yeah, honestly, it feels good to get another podium. It was great racing up front. I definitely got lucky with some of the incidents that happened to the guys in front of me, but kind of found a little bit working down there on the bottom and running through the middle, and I was just glad to be there at the very end.
Yeah, you know, I always say I'd rather be lucky than good every day and twice on Sunday, and Matt, worked out in your favor, another podium run. It's, you know, getting kind of familiar for you to be up here. It's got to feel pretty good, especially after the success you had last season.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. There's so many good guys in this series. I mean, every single race, you got to bring your A game, and there's a lot of respect shown out there and a lot of hard racing, and it feels good to be getting top 5s and getting interviewed by you, Roger, as often as I can.
All right, man. Well, an awesome run once again this week. Give me some shout-outs, some thank yous, and we'll let you get out of here tonight.
I appreciate it, Roger. I got to shout out the B team and all the boys, and then I want to thank Josh and Robert for putting this on, and you for doing the broadcast each week, Roger.
All right, man. Thanks for chatting with us. Congrats on another great night, and we'll see you in a couple weeks.
Awesome. Appreciate it, Roger.
Reed Brochart finishing in third, and now driver of the 2 car. We have not got to talk to him a whole lot up here on the podium, but he found out the top side was pretty quick. And Robert Lynn, good night tonight in round number 2. Not so much in round number 1, but round 2 looked like it was your night.
Yeah, round 1, we'll forget about that one. Round 2, it just started dead last and worked our way up to the front there and got second. So it was 1 spot short from where I wanted to be at, but we'll take it for now.
Yeah, with all the attrition and everything going on in front of you, because you say you started at the back there, and we do show you starting 18th. Avoiding all the wrecks. That lap 2 or 3 wreck, that was kind of a parking lot. How'd you get through there, and was it kind of one of those whew moments when you did?
Yeah, that was, I guess maybe one of the good things about being so far back at the start. I literally just threw out the parachutes, slammed on the brakes, and let everybody do their thing, and kind of moseyed on through, and it was smooth sailing after that.
Well, an awesome run, man. This track looks like the top was really good in 1 and 2, and you stayed up there in 3 and 4 while everybody else was kind of fishing on the bottom. What'd you find that nobody else did?
Yeah, I tried the bottom a couple times. It just seemed like I couldn't keep the momentum up like everybody, especially Craig. He's always so good around the bottom. So I just stayed where I felt comfortable and what seemed to be working, and that got us to where we're at.
All right, man, give me some shout-outs, some thank yous, and we'll let you go celebrate tonight.
Yeah, thanks, Roger, for putting this on, and Josh for helping out, putting the league together, and everybody that comes out and races. I really think we've got a good series going this year, and hopefully it continues that way.
All right, man. Congrats on a great run. I'll look forward to seeing you in a couple of weeks.
Thanks, Roger.
Robert Lynn finishes in second, and now we get to bring him up. He's not a bridesmaid. He's not a second bridesmaid. Craig Silby, you're on the top step.
Yay! I finally got there. I'm so glad. That's exciting for me.
Yeah, look like really you got out there in the front. And you only had a challenge a couple of times. Boyd got close, but inevitably the wall monster found him as well. Did you feel a little pressure there, especially with about 10 to go?
Oh, that's the thing when you're up front. You have no idea. You hear them now and again, and you can try and look at your relative, but you haven't really got time to look at that. So it's just head down, eyes forward, try your hardest. There was something early on. The guy in front came down and bounced off me, and I think that must have caused a big pile up behind. But I haven't. Yeah, I need to see that on the replay. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, you have to go back and take a look at that. I'm not really sure. It looked like a right rear to a left front, and both drivers trying to occupy the same space. I'm sure you guys will work that all out. But I mentioned it with about, I think, 12 or 13 to go, that the same podium from both races last week, you guys were running 1, 2, 3. Did you know it was you, Boyd, and Brochart right there towards the end of it?
No, I had no idea what was going on towards the end, but I knew earlier on Billy and Garrett were both there, and I thought, oh, here we go. So that's when I jumped down the bottom and just had a look what it was like, and managed to survive that and get back up the top again and just send it.
Well, you had an awesome run in session. You drove all the way through the field in session 1, came up a couple spots short. Session 2, you got a lot better starting spot. You made it, paid off, man. Give me some shout-outs, some thank yous, and we'll let you celebrate a great win here to close out I-55 night.
Oh, thanks again, Roger, and thanks to NetCode Esports and Josh and Robert for putting on the show. Thanks to all the competitors for showing up and racing hard and making this just so much fun. And the Digital Sim Sports Network for putting it online for the world to see. Really looking forward to next week. Thanks, guys.
All right, man. Thanks for chatting with us. I'll see you in a couple of weeks, buddy.
Cheers, Roger.
Craig Silby, the Kiwi Conqueror, picking up the win in session number 2. Officially, it looks like this: Silby, Lynn, and Brochart 1, 2, 3. Scott in 4th, Yonke 5th, Brett Wagner 6th, Stephen Moore was 7th, 8th was Kurt Vincent, 9th was Jake Scarborough. Then we get into all the weird stuff with the guys that crashed early, the guys that crashed late. Billy Barros in 10th, 3 laps down. Don Runkle 3 laps down in 11th. Boyd 5 laps down in 12th as he was running second when he found the wall monster in turns 3 and 4. Gebhardt, 5 laps down as well. He's 13th. And then the 10-lap cars down the rest of the way. Brannon in 14th, Scoville 15th, Gerlach 16th, Anelski 17th, and Krikorian rounded out the field 15 laps down after 2 incidents for him. Another awesome night of racing. These guys are so much fun to cover, and it's so competitive out there. One mistake, and you can go from hero to zero, so it's always fun. I want to thank all of you for staying with us. Hope you enjoyed the show. It was a lot of fun to put it on. Without you guys, there's no reason for us to do any of this, and without all the great leagues giving us fantastic racing, there's nothing for us to bring to you. So thanks to everybody on both sides of that coin. I will be gone for a couple of weeks now. I trust all my other guys to take care of things. They will not have a Thursday show until I get back. So, unfortunately, no midgets until the I don't even know what the date is, 23rd, I think it is. But we will be back in force, and we'll finish out the season with them. But thanks to everybody for being here, guys.